This be the end of the carb versus fat debate. A huge new study finds that if you want to maintain weight, skip the bread and the pasta.
All right, joining us now, nutritionist Sherry Bookvar. I had pasta and bread last night for dinner.
And I bet you loved it.
It was so good.
It's amazing.
But once I started, I couldn't stop.
Right.
And it's okay to have it every now and then. You have to. So this is a big study that came out. 164 people, adults from age 18 to 65 with a BMI of 25 or more. And they followed them for 20 weeks, gave them all of their meals of a lower carb, higher fat diet, and they found after the 20 weeks, about 5 months, that they burned about 250 calories more per day. Their metabolism was higher, more per day. So it was very interesting to see this. I think the big question is, you know, do we change guidelines? What do we recommend to our patients, to our clients? And you have to look at the big picture because this study came out. I've been doing this for over 25 years, and I've seen studies come and go. I don't think that there's any one particular diet for any person. I think that there are some people that this will work better for, perhaps people that have insulin insufficiency or diabetes, but then there are other people you could take a person and they could lose weight on 3 different diets. There may be a study that comes out next week saying that a higher fiber, lower fat diet is better for weight loss. So I think you have to evaluate it on an individual basis, but it was very interesting to see, and I think a lot of the studies more recently are pointing a little bit more towards lowering that carb. And let's remember that when we're lowering carbohydrate intake, we want to decrease the processed carbohydrate foods. We don't want to decrease fiber-rich fruits and vegetables and things like that. And one more thing is that sometimes when we report these studies, I don't want to see my clients go and overeat on high-fat foods.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That was my next comment.
Yes,
it doesn't necessarily mean that you can go wild.
That's correct.
Fat, right?
And even with good fat, and we've talked about this before, eating whole avocados at 30 grams of fat, well, that might just be one meal. You know, if you eat too much even of good fat, you still can gain weight. So you need the guidelines. You need somebody who's going to show you how to do this in a healthy way that's still portion controlled.
All right, speaking of another topic we talk about every other day, Greek yogurt or regular, which one's better? We've had a lot of different conflicting studies about yogurt, Greek yogurt, full fat, low fat, the whole thing.
Concerned about you know, like love the more protein and the Greek yogurt versus the regular.
So this is what made this is what's a little different here, which I don't think we have discussed before, which is that Greek yogurt is actually lower in calcium and probiotics than regular yogurt is.
Very interesting.
Yes, so I thought this was very interesting. Now, Greek yogurt is wonderful for its protein content. A cup of Greek yogurt is equal to about a small piece of chicken. So if you're looking at the protein content, it helps us to keep us fuller longer. It's creamy, it tastes great in recipes. But if you are looking for more calcium, you'll find more of it in regular yogurt. And if we were to do a cup-by-cup comparison, a cup of regular yogurt will have about 400 milligrams of calcium versus Greek yogurt, which has about 250. So you have both. And also keep in mind, when you're buying Greek yogurt and regular yogurt in the supermarket, sometimes they're the 5-ounce containers, so they're even less. So I'm giving you the 8-ounce comparison if you were scooping it out of a large container. So you're looking, you know, it can be even lower at 150 milligrams. When you strain Greek yogurt, you're taking out the liquid, which is the whey. And the whey has the calcium, the probiotics, and other nutrients in it. One thing that's interesting is if you buy almond milk yogurts and things like that, people say, well, how does that have more calcium? That's because it's added. So you're adding the calcium to it, but naturally Greek yogurt is lower. So it depends what your priority is. I like the higher protein that comes in the Greek yogurt. I like that it keeps me fuller longer.
His favorite word.
Satiety. Yes. And so I would go for the Greek yogurt. Ultimately, if you're only having a cup of it a day anyway, you're probably going to have to supplement with some extra calcium no matter which one you're choosing. So
I feel like I learned a lot today. That was very comprehensive.
Oh, good.
You're always so good at that. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Sherry Bookvar. Always a pleasure. And today was